screen. I remember that, and I think many of you remember that as well. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here today in this beautiful space that is the Porsche Studio Singapore. And thank you to Porsche Singapore for hosting us. And that's right, this Porsche Singapore Classic is just 2 weeks away. Hard to believe, it was just a year ago, but now 2 weeks away. And the team is really hard at work, trust us, Patrick and his team. But we've not forgotten to take some time to relax and share everything that's been happening, that's been planning behind the scenes with you, so that you know what to expect from this year. We get to welcome back our golf stars for some world-class golfing action on the greens, and not forgetting our spectator village, which I truly believe sets us apart from the rest. And so the best person who can tell us all about this is not me, but is the man over there in white, looking smart in white. He's been living and breathing the Porsche Singapore Classic for months, years. And he's the Executive Championship Director of the Porsche Singapore Classic. He is also the founder of Vantage Point, the promoter of the event. So without further ado, Mr. Patrick Bowers, please.
Thanks, Rhonda. I'm just getting some pointers here from Fuzi on the whole social media. He's got the angles going and the colors. So good to have you here, David. Well, welcome everyone. It's great to see a lot of friendly faces here, some familiar ones and also some new ones, so that's awesome to see. We are gathered here, as Rhonda said, to build some excitement around the Porsche Singapore Classic 2025. And Rhonda did allude to the fact that the teams are hard at work. There are many teams involved, not just our team, and you'll hear a little bit about that today, so I'm glad you mentioned that. The DP World Tour, or formerly known as the European Tour, has been in Singapore for 33 years now. So this edition will be their 34th time. The host venue, you will hear from them a little bit later. We have several people, put your hands up from the host venue there, Mark and Mr. Kui and Peter, Kevin. We'll bring you up a little later, Kevin. Laguna has a long history of hosting the DP World and events in Singapore. That's going back about 25 years. And for those of you influencers who are under 25, that's a long time ago. So probably the first event happened before you were maybe even born, some of you. Porsche's commitment to the sport goes back many years, in fact to 1988, and we will hear a little bit more about that from one of our guests later.
Patrick, tell us about the stars that will be here this year.
Sure, well, not only is the event about getting out and having some fun on a beautiful golf course, but yeah, we have a great field assembled for this year. So we've already announced Robert McIntyre, or Bobby as he's known. Bobby's a Scottish player who won 2 times on the PGA Tour last year and once on the DP World Tour. He was instrumental in the win for Europe in the Ryder Cup in 2023. He's coming back to visit us this year. And I think, Rhonda, he sent us a little message from, he's getting ready for the Players' Championship in Florida right now.
Hi guys, Bob McIntyre here. Looking forward to playing the Porsche Singapore Classic. Great event on a great course in a great city. See you in Singapore.
Thanks, Bob. For those of you, yes, for sure. For those of you who don't speak Scottish, he said it's a great event, and he's looking forward to coming to a great golf course in Singapore.
Who else?
Yeah, who else?
Bob's
Yeah,
who
that's a good
else?
point. There are other players. So we've announced we've always been very proud to feature the best that Asia has to offer on the DP World Tour. We know it's very difficult to get on the tour and keep your card. So we recently announced Kiradek Apibarnrat. Kiradek was the runner-up last year. Those of you who came and watched, he was in a 3-hole playoff with the eventual winner, Jesper Svensson. We announced Haotong Lee. Haotong won 2 weeks ago in Qatar after not having won for a very long time. It was a very emotional win for him. Loves Singapore and is quite a character. Gavin Green, for our friends across the causeway in Malaysia, you know, when it comes to sport, we're all brothers in arms. So many people come to cheer for Gavin. He'll be back. And Keta Nakajima for our friends from Japan. Japan is a very important market for Porsche and obviously is golf crazy. And our final one, Wen Yi Ding. Wen Yi's a great story. You know, Wen Yi, we gave his first professional start to him ever in a DP World Tour event in Singapore in 2023. He went on to play in golf in the United States for the University of Arizona and eventually became the top-ranked amateur player in the world. And through the first DP World Tour pathway to get your card, if you finished as the top-ranked amateur in the world, that went to him. And it all started at the Singapore Classic back in 2023. So he'll be coming back as well. We also announced Jimmy Walker. Jimmy will be coming to join us. He was the major champion in 2016. Plays on the PGA Tour as well, and he's won 6 times on the tour. I'm going to leave Paul for a minute because our guest from Porsche will discuss a little bit more about him later. We've got a welcome message from Paul as well.
And I think a couple of weeks ago we had a qualifier. We had the qualifiers for the Porsche Singapore Classic too.
We did, absolutely, Rhonda. Thanks for reminding me. So it's very important that we allow people to have an opportunity or a pathway to play their way into the event. It's merit-based. So with the help of Laguna National, our host venue, they host a qualifier for us every year. Last year we produced 3 Singaporean qualifiers. This year we produced 1 from Japan, 1 from Thailand, and of course there's always going to be a Singaporean, young Braden Lee. He's 17 years old. And Braden will be representing Singapore this year in the Porsche Singapore Classic. So if you got no other reason to come out other than to have a great glass of wine, sit in the village, and go out and cheer for Singaporean Braden, that would be awesome.
Thank you, Patrick. I will let you have a break for the minute. And as you rightly mentioned, you know, calling out to Laguna over there, you know, for a golf tournament, the golf course is very important. It's an important part of the championship. And the Laguna National Golf Resort Club is well known in Singapore for supporting international golf tournaments. The Porsche Singapore Classic will be played on the Classic course, and I would like to welcome Mr. Kevin Queen, who is the Executive Director of the Laguna National Golf Resort Club, to join me here.
Hi everyone.
Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you.
Welcome. Now, can you just tell us how important it is for Laguna to host a DP World Tour event?
Well, we have always wanted to hold international golf events, and DP being one of the leading tours, it's an honor and a privilege to host this event. And we're not new to this. We have been hosting this event in Laguna since 2002. I was born already, so I'm not that young. 2002, 2007, then we went on to one event in 2014. And believe it or not, this event is going to be our 10th event. Every event is so special to us.
Thank you. And out of all these events, because it's so special to you, there must be one that stands out in your memory. Can you share that with us, please?
Can we give you 10?
Sure, 10 if you
So
want to.
there are so many special memories for this event. We have a foreign winner in 2006. That was very special. And having Porsche to be the title sponsor last year have elevated the event to a level we have never seen before. So we hope this can continue. And these are all very special moments. Like Tingoni, for example, you know, he went through the rank and file. He became professional. He's doing pretty well now. Look at Tai Chico, also another wonderful story. So I could go on and on. But if you ask me, 2 special events, 1 special event, Porsche is definitely on top of the list. That made the event so special last year.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you. And I agree, it's really special. And actually, I feel like Porsche Singapore Classic has a knack for, or it's like a lucky star for the players, because Bob McIntyre, he was here for the first edition, and then since then his star has been rising. He's ranking quite high on the tour now as well, so we must be quite lucky. Laguna's lucky. Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you.
Well, Kevin's always very modest there, but you know, not only did they have the first Singaporean winner They had the first ever Indian winner on tour at Laguna National. They had the first ever Chinese national winner on tour at Laguna National, all at DP World Tour events. So they got a great history there.
Indeed. Now we've talked a lot about the support from Porsche, which is really important, and we're here in their space. So the next step obviously is to invite Porsche to come up here. But before that, we'd like to give a big shout out as well to our colleague Marcus Rothermel from Porsche's head office in Germany, who some of you would probably remember that he was who've been with us joined us last year would remember him. He'll be here again for the event in a couple of weeks. And then without further ado, we also have someone from Porsche Singapore here, Dr. Henrik Dreyer. Please come up here and join us, Henrik.
Thank you. Henrik is the director importer for Porsche Singapore.
Thank you, Patrick, and thank you, Rhonda. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Porsche studio in Singapore. This innovative retail space was opened about 1 year ago in January 2024. As you can see, it's a very warm and welcoming concept, almost living room style. And we have some very interesting spaces here, for example, Café Carrera, or a beautiful Porsche lifestyle boutique downstairs. And don't forget about the car display. And so we are very proud about this space, and we hope also that we can build a home here for our growing Porsche community in Singapore.
Thank you so much. It indeed does feel like a home. I was speaking to Brandon earlier. It feels like a living room. Take some furniture with us later. Now, in over 2 weeks, we'll kick off the tournament, the Porsche Singapore Classic. And this year, with the title sponsor for the second time, maybe share with us how important is golf for Porsche.
Golf is a very important sport for Porsche. Golf in general, I mean, globally, it's gaining interest in Asia and in Singapore. And through golf, we reach very interesting and exclusive target group, and this is, of course, a very perfect fit for our brand. And we have a very long legacy with golf. This goes back to 1988, when Porsche was organizing the Porsche Golf Cup, and this was our global series for golf playing customers. And of course, we are very honored and thankful to be part now for the second year in a row of the Porsche Singapore Classic at this fantastic golf course here.
And what special activations has Porsche prepared for us this year?
We like activations, and when you approach the studio, you see it outside already at the square with two beautiful cars and golf activities on display. On the course itself, we have prepared something for our customers and VIPs. It's a very nice hospitality. For the spectators, we have various activations and car displays, and some of the highlight models are, for example, the brand new Porsche Carrera or the Porsche 718 Spider RS. And we don't forget about our players. So the players will be welcomed in the most luxurious way that you can imagine. So we provide a shuttle fleet for them, consisting of 10 Porsche Cayenne and 10 Porsche Taycan. And also what is special about the cars, they can be bought at very special conditions, and then they would be delivered to the customers after the event.
Wow, now that's definitely some good news for Porsche lovers out there, or even just car lovers. That's a great opportunity to own a Porsche. And speaking of car lovers, Patrick, definitely a car lover here. And I know we place lots of focus on the spectator village. It's that thing that stands us out from the rest. Can you just tell us a little more?
We do. But first, I'd like to know if Dr. Henrik would notice if only 19 of those cars made it back after the event. You're keeping good inventory on those, are you? No, they're wonderful cars, and you'll see them around the city. Yes, so the Spectator Village. So we promise you there's some great food waiting for you, but also some fun outside as well. So we've got some of our activations. We have always subscribed to the idea that we would like to attract those who are interested but intimidated about golf. You know, golf can be intimidating. What should I wear? Where should I stand? When should I pick up my golf ball? What are the rules? You know, the rule book is this thick, right? So we encourage people to come to the village and enjoy things other than golf. Good food and beverage, for example. We have the official merchandise shop, which Laguna runs on our behalf, has a wonderful selection of both Porsche Singapore Classic logo gear as well as some Porsche lifestyle stuff this year in a new collaboration. We have a wonderful viewing areas on the course. New this year is called the First Tee Gallery. It'll be an area where you can stand up high and watch them tee off on 1 and 10 and then take some wonderful photos afterwards. We have the Lookout Lounge out on hole number 17, which is the iconic golf hole where the players will be vying for a hole-in-one, which Dr. Henrik will tell you a little bit more about later. Outside, our team has organized for you. Stella, what do we have? Greenside tic-tac-toe. So you need to use your strategy and your putting skills to be the first one to make a line and beat your opponent. And we also have party time, right? It'll test not only your laser-like racing skills, because you're timed, but also you got to place 18 golf balls on 18 tees quicker than your opponent. And along those lines, I think I wanted to share with Dr. Henrik here. Today, we brought along with us our beautiful new, we'll reveal our tee markers for 2025. So these are always very, very sought after. And I'm going to present it to Dr. Henrik right now, but I will tell you, whoever makes the fastest time today out on the party time, walk away with one of our new tee markers. This is the Taycan Turbo GT. Last year we had the wonderful 911s, so people always love our tee markers. So I think that covers it for the village. Anything else?
Well, yes, we've got one really special prize, and I think the only person who can tell us that would be Henrik.
This car, by the way, 0 to 100. Anyone knows the time? No.
Just 863. Faster.
Faster. 2.2 seconds. Wow. It's a machine. And hole-in-one challenge is a tradition for us. It's very important. And the first player to hit an ace on hole 17 will be rewarded with an amazing prize. A Porsche Taycan Turbo S in oak green metallic. And ladies and gentlemen, this car comes with a $1 million price tag in Singapore. But also we have a Pro-Am tournament and the amateurs will be able to win this car as well. And what is very special, also the spectators can win the car, which is unusual. So on every of the 4 tournament days, there will be some games where you can qualify for this. It's a putting challenge. And the people that qualify, they have the opportunity after the event on Sunday evening also to hit the hole-in-one and win this car.
And I see Becca, one of our ambassadors, Becca, sorry to point you out. Becca qualified last year, actually, on the Pro-Am evening. How close did you hit it? You came very close, right?
It was on the green, so I was happy. Drivable.
You're being modest, it was closer than that. Becca came about a meter away from winning the car last year. And we had 2 pros lip out last year. Our previous champion, as well as Mathieu Pavon from France.
Yes, Becca was being very, very humble there, because I saw the video as well. You were very, very close.
I think we have a little video about the car,
We do
don't
have
we?
a video, just to see in action.
Well, it'd be nice to hand over the keys to that someone. Oh, by the way, that's the green you have to hit it on there, so no problems there, right? From 178 yards.
Well, it's definitely too late for me to start taking golf lessons. But Patrick, can you just remind us, how can spectators take part in the Spectator Village?
So basically anyone who has a general admission ticket can come on in and you actually walk through there before you go to the golf course. There's all kinds of things going on in the village. It's very unique because it's set in the lush resort grounds of the Dusatani Laguna, Singapore. So it's very unique. It's not in the middle of a field, off beside one of the golf holes you may or may not get to. You can come there, you can sit by the poolside. We even have, Stella's with us today, she's organized, we've got Fairway Water Racing, which is our remote controlled boats, which will be racing on the swimming pool, thanks to our friends at Laguna National who are giving up the pool for the week to us.
Thank you. And I think before we wrap it up as well, we talked about, there was one player you sort of pointed out and you said leave it to the last.
Yeah, that was. Porsche has a long-standing relationship with their golf ambassador, and maybe Dr. Dreyer can just explain to us who that is and what he means to them. With regards to Paul Casey, or I'm happy to. Yeah. So Paul has been an ambassador with Porsche for a very long time. You'll notice from his welcome video that he's an avid Porsche collector. He knows more about it than probably most Porsche employees. But I think Paul sent you a message earlier this week about coming to Singapore and playing in our event. So Paul is one of our tournament invitations as the global golf ambassador for Porsche. And I think he has something to, oh, look at that. GT2 RS, GT3 RS. Behind it, Brandon, what's that, another GT3 RS? Yeah. That's only about $3 million worth of total car
That's
in
his
Singapore.
garage.
Yeah.
That's his garage.
That's
I'm
his
sure.
garage. He's got about 7 or 8 others. So he has a 356 as well, too. Yeah.
Hi everyone, Paul Casey here. I just wanted to take a moment to reflect on how much I enjoyed returning to Singapore for the Porsche Singapore Classic in 2024. It's always such a fantastic experience getting to play on a world-class golf course in a city that's full of energy and in front of some of the best golf fans out there. Passion for the game here is incredible, and I've really come to appreciate just how special this event is. I'm excited to say I'll be back in 2025, once again as Porsche's Global Golf Ambassador. It's an honor to represent the Porsche brand and family, as it stands for so much more than just performance. It's about precision, passion, and pushing the boundaries. These are values that I try to bring to my home game every single day. Porsche is a big part of my life, on and off the course. Whether it's their commitment to excellence or their deep-rooted connection to the sport, there's a real synergy between what they do in the automotive world and what I strive for in golf. The attention to detail, the pursuit of perfection, those things matter whether I'm on the course or behind the wheel of a Porsche. And of course, coming back to Singapore, it's always just a treat. There's something about the city, the mix of modern innovation, rich tradition, and incredible food scene with the warmth of the people. Every time I visit, I find a new reason to love it even more. I can't wait to be back in 2025 to tee it up again and to continue representing Porsche Golf on a global stage. Thanks for all the support, and I'll see you out there soon.
So for those of you that may not be aware, Paul has won 15 times on the DP World Tour and 21 times around the globe. So it's wonderful to have your ambassador back again for this year's event. Thanks for bringing.
Thank you, Patrick. And I think we can wrap things up soon, but
Stomachs
perhaps you
are
want to.
grumbling, right?
Yes, exactly. And the games are waiting. But maybe just as to sign off, I think more than just Porsche Singapore, Porsche Germany, as well as Laguna, we have other sponsors and partners we'd like to thank as well.
Yeah, we do. I mean, an event of this magnitude does not happen without the support of many great global brands. We're very fortunate this year. We have a full commercial slate. So obviously Porsche as our title sponsor. Aldar, which is the largest real estate company in the Middle East, has joined us as a new partner this year. DP World, not to be confused with DP World Tour. They are also the global sponsor of the tour, the largest port operator in the world. And they have significant operations in Singapore. It's a very important market to them. Emirates Airlines, I think we all recognize that as the second best airline in the world, right? We know who flies out of Changi is the first best, but we're very welcome to have them. Fortinet, a global cybersecurity firm which is listed in the top 500 companies in the US. And pleased to announce that we confirmed Marina Bay Sands earlier this week, returning for a third year as well. Of course, you've met today Kevin and also the chairman, Peter Cui. Chairman, please say hello back there. Got Mark and Regine. and Michelle from Dusitani Laguna, Singapore, which is our official hotel, and of course the host venue, which is Laguna National. We heard a little bit about their history earlier. And of course, we always love to partner with our friends at the Singapore Tourism Board, who have been supportive in endorsing this event since we started it pretty much coming out of COVID, which was very helpful at the time.
Thank you very much. And before we head off to the food, we've got one more video to show. Just bear with us, one more minute. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And just a few reminders, media who are here and who have not accredited themselves, please do so before it closes. And we've got our social handles. We are on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we are on TikTok. And please, the QR codes, please give us a tag us and give us a follow for more of the latest information around the event. You can also catch a tournament on live action on Hub Sports 3 or Hub Sports 4, but honestly, there's nothing like watching live sporting action in person. So, head on down, you can get tickets from the DP World Tour website and also statistic.com. And with that, I'm going to stop talking because we've got some lovely canapes that have been prepared and some drinks as well at the bar, all prepared courtesy of Porsche Singapore Classic. So yeah, and thank you again everyone, and enjoy the food and drinks, and don't forget the games out there, have some fun and have a good evening. Thank you.